Good day, YouTubers. Yep, it's me again. And here's the Discovery 2, which means it's time for some more vehicle work. For this video though, it's going to be something fairly simple. Not as complicated as chopping chassis off and so on. I'm going to be fitting a dog guard. And this is it. It's a Britpart, and for all intents and purposes it's identical in every way to the genuine Land Rover dog guard. The main difference is this one costs £88 or thereabouts from Paddocks, and the genuine one costs around about £150. But they are identical in every way, even down to the instructions. And the only difference being the genuine Land Rover one has Land Rover on it, but the instructions are identical. So you have your dog guard itself, you have a blister pack of all the various fittings you need. There's this dog guard will fit 7-seat models and 5-seat models, and there's a slight difference. So you still use the same components in the kit, but it's just the amount of work required is different, which I'll show later. You also get this swanky pre-bent and cut out template, which I'll also demonstrate the need for that, because fitting a dog guard on a Discovery 2 is slightly more involved than on a Discovery 1. Because on a Discovery 1 it's a simple case with those of removing 2 plastic covers with the fittings behind and just bolting it on both sides, and your dog guard is fitted. And then if you want to remove it, you just undo those thumb screws each side and you can take the dog guard out. However, with the Discovery 2 there aren't any fittings. Well, I'm slightly exaggerating, there are fittings, but they're hidden behind the plastic fascia and trim and so on. Apart from here, there's no fittings here. You actually have to make your fittings sort of fit here, but there are fittings behind here, because on the 7-seat model they come with handles, grab handles, and with the 7-seat model you would take the front-facing cover off the handle, cut it off, and there's a bolt behind there which you take out. You then attach your bracket for the dog guard and screw it back on, and the same the other side. But with this is where the template comes in. We place the template on the area it has to go, which is governed by this seat belt, and you then drill a hole and then have to cut out a section, same the other side, and you attach your brackets. And then here it's a case of you have to remove this part here, this cover, and you mark out and drill and screw on a bracket each side. So slightly more involved, but nice and straightforward. Fingers crossed. Yeah, right. Right, so the first thing I'm doing here then is we're offering up the stencil, which according to the instructions has to go right underneath by the look of it, and tight to the plastic, which is around there according to that. Yep, tight to there, like that, like so. That is there, I believe. Then we mark the hole with a pen, like so, and then oh God, you drill a hole in your precious car. so. And then you take your stencil and you turn it, fold it over the other way, and then it fits that way around. And the idea is it goes tight to there, and it's also supposed to go tight to the alarm sensor. But sod's law being sod's law, it won't fit around the seatbelt where it should be and line up with that. But we're going to be cutting out a larger section anyway, so I think near enough is near enough. So I shall mark the hole like so, and we should take that away, and we shall drill that. I'll drill it just slightly to the left. Like so. Okay. And then we have to cut out where it's marked out there. We cut that out with a sharp Stanley knife. Alright, the piece of card has been cut out, and I now place that over the hole, getting it square, like so, and then I mark around and down and across. As you notice, I'm left-handed. Used to be endless source of fun for my teachers at school. Woodwork teacher smacked me across the left hand because he found out I was sawing wood with my left hand. So he got a saw and smacked me right across and cut right through me, through the skin and into my knuckles. Yeah. Those were the days, and I was told not to be so silly by the headmaster. Yes. Right, so here's the next heart-wrenching moment. Now we need to take our extremely sharp Stanley knife, remembering to ask a grown-up before you handle knives, and we start cutting, and I'm going to do it the old sort of in wiggle kind of method. That's the idea anyway. I don't want to just slide across because it could just suddenly go and I'll have made a right pig's ear of it. Very gently, just, yeah, not good. This might take a steady bit of doing. Very gently. Like I say, I don't want it to carry on going and end up with a horrible cut mark, forever displayed. How far in do you go? You know. Steady. Oh, like that. And hopefully it'll be covered up. Whew, it's getting warm in here. I'm going to cut away at that and I'll be back in a minute. And it's cut out. And I don't know if you can see that in there. There are the two holes, pre-threaded holes. Whew. That was nerve-wracking. Right, so I'll now do the same on the other side. It's important to remember that on both sides the hole in the template faces to the rear. Okay. And there's the other side done. Right, with the other side cut out, it's now time to put some fittings on. And with these, we'll be using these plastic mouldings. It has like a prong which fits into the front hole, and then another hole for the bolt or the screw. So put the two together like so, like that. Place the screw in the hole, and put the two together, and then we tighten them up. Make sure it's nice and square. And don't want to overdo it. You want it to be firm, like so. See if there's anything more to be had. Yep. It's very much touchy-feely, this kind of stuff. And we're there. Right. So I'll now do the same on the other side, the bracket of the dog guard, which is one of these fellas here. Not sure which one's which, but goes in there and then sort of sits there like that. So I'll do the same to the other side. Alright, so that's both the upper brackets in place. Now to fit the brackets to the dog guard, and they both go this way up, so it's flat side on the bottom, slopey side on the top. And two of these little bolts, and you just attach it to the thing. Little washer. Captive nut. Well, not captive nut, but a domed head, whatever they call them. Closed head nut. Sitting there. Nope. Things shorter. One thing with having gravel on your yard is that when you drop stuff, like bolts and so on, it's a real struggle to find it. So, little tip, if you have a gravel yard or a drive, buy yourself a metal detector. Right. So these are going to go in there, we're going to square them up. They're 8mm nuts, so you need yourself an 8mm spanner. And I'll leave that side for now, and I'll put the one on the other side. I'm going to wait till it's all in place, and then I'll tighten everything up. Right, so both the brackets are in and tightened up. Now I've just got to install these things. These are the bottom fixings. I'll get those in there, which are a bit of a fiddle. These will be so you can remove the dog guard quickly if you need to. I like these little sort of kits and things. It's I actually like putting together IKEA furniture. So I don't know what that says about me as a person, but a lot of people find IKEA stuff a nightmare. I quite enjoy it. All you got to do is follow the instructions. Right, so those are in there like that. For the next step, I've removed the pull-out luggage compartment cover, and I've removed the screw that's in here, and I'll do the same on the other side. I found that to make it easier to remove the screws, or remove the screw, if you undo it as far as you can, because the screw doesn't screw out far enough to pull it out, if you screw it out as far as you can and then slide the cover towards you, it gives extra grip to the screw, and then you can take the screw out. And then you have to remove these like so, which just sort of hang down there, and the same the other side. Seat belt down to about there. and then we're ready to mark out for these plates, which would be better to show you on this side really. Oh, modern technology. But basically the plate goes around about there, we'll mark it and drill it, and then they fit underneath with some nuts. Now the only thing I would stress is whatever you do, don't drop this plate because it will go down in there. Ooh, I'm all over the place today. It'll go down in there and I bet you'll never be able to find it again. So the first thing I'll do is I'll get some masking tape, put it on there, then that'll give me something to mark. Alright, so the masking tape is in place, so the next thing I have to do is get the dog guard and carefully position it. I'll hang it through the holes, same on the other side, like so, and now it sort of hangs there on there, like that. Being careful not to bang your head. So there's the next thingy. So, and then take one of these brackets and clip it through there, like so. Same on the other side, like so. And loosen off the nut. Oh, I'll be doing that now, do we? Don't want to lose that down there. Pull it down a good amount so it's actually on the thing. Okay. And I now need to mark the front of that. And with those marked and the dog guard removed again, I can now mark out the position of these plates. Like so. Alright, yeah. I'm going to do the same the other side. Everything should be almost there. Okay, so we get our 5mm drill bit. Make sure there's nothing untoward under there. Make sure you throw everything all over the place. And we do the same the other side. Right. And with the holes now drilled, you take your one of these fittings. For some reason they provide 6 of these. Still. Yep, you take your fittings and you put your bolt in there. And then being very careful, remembering there's a big chasm down there, you place it through there, like so. And then get your metal plate and one of these incredibly and unnecessarily small nuts. And I don't want to go losing this, I can tell you. So if I drop it, you'll be a witness. Very carefully. making sure that it is absolutely on there before you let it go. Yeah, there's one. And get the other nut. Why they have to make them this small, I don't know. What they could have done was welded captive nuts to those underplates. That would have made it a whole lot easier. Right, and then you get your 7mm miniature spanner and you tighten the thing up a little bit at a time. Try not to rush or take any shortcuts, because your spanner will disappear and you'll end up having to remove half the side of the car in order to get it back. Right, so I'll continue tightening this one up and then fit the other side, and I'll see you in a moment. And with all those back in, those installed, the covers back on by the seat belts, it's now time to install, or finish installing, the dog guard. Right. And as with most jobs, the putting back together and finishing are usually the most pleasurable aspects of it. Clip it in both sides, like so, and then tighten up. Oh, be careful not to bang your watch against all the glass, even if it is titanium, made from titanium alloy. Yeah, like that. Smartwatch. Hey, look at that. Nice. One side. And the other side. There we go. One Land Rover Discovery 2 Dog Guard. And there you have it. All nicely installed. I mean, in total, apart from cups of tea and bacon butties, it took probably about an hour. And there's one more accessory to install, which quite complicated, might take a while. It's a Land Rover Discovery 2 load liner. Yeah. And I shall demonstrate how to install that in my next 10-part video. No, not really. Look at that, eh? Sorted. And there you have it. But of course a dog guard isn't much use without a doggy. So here we have Jack. Sort of, there you go. Come Jack. Up you go. Up. Oh, good boy. Up he goes. Right, come on. Here we go. There we go. Oh, he's still asleep. He said I was having a nice sleep. Right, in you go, Jack. Jack. In. Good boy. In. Right, sit. Sit. No. Sit. So as you can see, there we go. He's a good boy. Oh, he's still half asleep. So what do you think of it? What do you think of it, Jack? You're still asleep, aren't you? Oh, God. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So that's it for now. Next time I'll be fitting the fuel injector wiring harness under the rocker cover. Or shall I fit the clutch master cylinder and slave cylinder? Oh, the agony of choice. I'll see you next time.